Before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. So, a band of brazen drug dealers posed as key workers in order to carry out drug deals undetected. And in order to play their characters appropriately, they even dressed up as key workers and joked about clapping for fellow drug dealers, while the entire nation stood outside on their front doorsteps and clapped for key workers at the height of the first lockdown. 35-year-old Andrew Doyle and 50-year-old Derrick Canning cut, diced, mixed and repackaged and then transported large quantities of cocaine across London, again at the height of the first lockdown. Now, their go-to tool of choice for secrecy was the famous Encrochat, in which they used the guised Neighbourhoodhero, which was cracked by French authorities during an investigation last year. Now, we all know Encrochat is synonymous with criminal organisations, in which they use the encrypted message services and platforms because they boast about being a safe way to talk and convene with like-minded individuals without being hacked. Well, that was not the case. Also, the thought behind dressing up as key workers was in case if police stopped them on their way to cocaine deals, the police would then see them in their key worker uniform and not hold them up. In one conversation last year, 50-year-old Derrick Canning asked Doyle if he had a high-vis and building materials that he could chuck in a van. Quote, "We need to look official in times like this," in which was reference to them going about doing their cocaine deals. Well, in another message, 35-year-old Doyle mentioned a friend working for the NHS who has an NHS pass if he's stopped, and says that driving through London, Old Bill are everywhere pulling people. We need to remain safe. Both Doyle and Canning were arrested during raids on their home in June of last year, in which police were able to seize 50,000 MDMA pills, a counting machine, encrypted mobile phones and Rolex watches, and also at least £10,000 in cash. For his crime, Doyle was sentenced to 12 years and 9 months in prison for conspiracy to supply cocaine and conspiracy to facilitate the acquisition of property. If that wasn't bad enough, he was also given 5 years and 7 months for possession of criminal property to run concurrently. As for Canning, he was sentenced to 8 years for the conspiracy to supply cocaine. All I can say is this is what happens when you take risks. Without high risks, there's no rewards. I just want to say I do not condone drug dealing. Safe.